Or what is the general feeling that you first get when you look at that picture? Don't try to analyze it. And then make a mental note of how you felt or what thoughts came in your mind. And later on, I will show you another picture. You do the same with it. And again make a mental note. And later on, during our discussion session, if any one of you would like to share those experiences, we could go over them along with your questions. Now I'll show you another picture, if you could take a look at it for a few moments. Okay. So just make a note of this and then we'll go over your experiences later on. So one thing is that our actions are rooted in our thoughts. Unless until I get angry, I cannot hit somebody. So first, before I can perform the action of hitting my son, I have to first feel anger. So the thought is very important. But our thoughts are influenced by something even more subtle than thoughts, that is spiritual vibration. And things that are depicted perversely, that depict divine principles and divine symbols perversely, give out perverse or negative subtle vibrations. Those of you who have some sixth sense that has been activated through some spiritual practice that you may have performed, you will notice this immediately. So now the law does not condone noise or other type of pollution under the excuse of freedom of expression. I cannot put on my car stereo blaring in my apartment community at 12 a.m. and say that it is freedom of expression. Somebody will complain and then the police officer may come and he may tell me to switch off. I cannot go on like that under the guise of freedom of expression. But spiritual pollution is not completely understood yet. But I urge you that from this presentation that you become aware of it, and wherever you see that there is denigration of any divine symbol, then create awareness about it and try to stop it and try not to encourage the perversion of divine symbols. Now, Hinduism, while comprehensive and fascinating, can be really vast and daunting if explored on one's own. Like Mayatai said, it can take lifetimes. However, it does not have to. If you understand the very grammar of a language, you can read any book in that language. Similarly, if you understand the essential principles of Hinduism, you will be able to practice it to perfection. And in this lifetime itself, you will be able to experience on a sustained basis the ultimate reality that God is within you, me, and everything and everyone around us. For this very reason, the Forum for Hindu Awakening focuses on Hinduism education and providing guidance in Hindu spiritual practice as per the need of each individual constitution. One way to contact us is through our website www.forumforhinduawakening.org or hinduawakening.org. I hope this presentation has helped shed some light on Hinduism, its challenges, and I conclude with a prayer for a blissful Diwali for us all to progress towards the light of knowledge about the ultimate truth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Well, let's please give Ms. Bhavna another round. We've all immensely benefited from learning the importance of spiritual practice and preserving Dharma in our day-to-day life. With this, we conclude our presentations. Now let us look at the questions that have been selected. Do we have any questions in the audience? I'm not sure if you had a chance to write those down. Do you want to just take questions from the crowd? Sure. If you'd like to raise your hand with a question, please, we'll accept them from the crowd now.
Hi, my name is Jerry Daw. I've been interested to know about the first speaker who grew up in Fort Collins. Where was the turning point for you?
Honestly, it was when I wasn't in Fort Collins. Primarily because at the time that I lived in Fort Collins for a good portion of my childhood, but then I moved to the East Coast to a more metropolitan area, and I was exposed to Hindu culture in much greater quantities. I found that I kind of, for lack of a better term, I gravitated towards different things. It just kind of felt very natural, certain things. And I happened to take, I studied South Indian classical dance, which is, it's called Bharatanatyam. And actually, this is something I've actually, a form of denigration I've run across, interestingly enough, or subsequent to my learning this. It's called temple dancing. It was a form of spiritual practice of, ages ago. I couldn't tell you how far ago. And it was a means of devotion. It was performed by women called Devdasis. Devadasya. They were devotees to God. And they performed different dances as a means of God realization. It was part of their spiritual path. Over many, many, many years, it had kind of fallen into disrepute and abuse, such as prostitution and things like that. I came to learn about all of this as I studied Bharatanatyam. My teacher made sure that I learned these points and learned about it and its resurgence into the current Indian diaspora. But that kind of triggered it a little bit, but then subsequent to that, I took a class in high school. I don't remember what it was called. I remember my teacher, but we studied Asian religions and cultures. And it was actually, that was the first time I ever read the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita. And I'd heard of them, I'd heard bits and pieces, and even now I don't remember much. I have a terrible memory. But something in me cottoned on to that, and it lit a lamp within me, I guess you could say. And ever since then, I've just kind of been very curious about different things. Like at the beginning, we had the Ved mantras. I love that. I don't know why. I love hearing that, and it brings something to me that is beyond words, subtle. At a subtle level, I feel like I benefit a great deal, and I guess that's kind of spurred me forward. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry.